This is the St. Johns County Real Estate Auction Report brought to you by Vanta Quality Assets. You can find us at vantallc.com. Investors welcome. Now, let's go to court. And at the auction, there's several properties for sale, but not as much as there were last year towards the end of the year. I think after Christmas, things just died down at the auction. And also, it may have a little bit to do with the economy, or as some children say, economy. Okay, first one, 112 Kingston Drive. Did that sell in St. Augustine, Florida? The answer is no. The reserve was too high, and it was a no-go. The next one, though, did sell. The reserve was about 150, and here sold at 164,100. Let's look at the property. It's 700 Puerto Cristo Avenue, St. Augustine. I like this area because, well, it's got a lot of room between backyards in the back, not on the side. So I like that. I always like that. So next, well, by the way, we didn't wind up with this one, and it's at 82. It was a bit higher, much higher than what we would have bid. Much higher. Whatever. Anyway, CA1207. Let's look at this next one here. Of course, that did not sell, as you can see, but it's well, the estimate says it's 100,000. The house is here, 13th Street. It's 3357 13th. And did not sell. The reserve was a bit too high. Went back to the bank. Let's go to the next one. The next one, actually, there was no reserve. The bank was bidding against someone else. We didn't bid on it, but the bank went all the way up to 96% of the actual estimate. Basically, the bank should have put a reserve of 235,247. They're plaintiff total. But let's look at this property in question. And the property is right here. 178,000. That was the estimate. Did not sell. 756 Rembrandt Avenue, Ponte Vedra, Florida. Quite a few properties for in foreclosure, that particular avenue. The next property did not sell. Went back to the bank. And it's right here, 705 Devonhurst Lane, Ponte Vedra. And the property itself, the reserve was basically too high. Property itself did not sell. Went back to the bank. Next property, again, went back to the bank. Reserve was quite a bit high. Let's look at that property just in case. It's right here. It is in St. Augustine, 1025 Avery Street, St. Augustine, Florida. The house is right here. You see these 5 homes here? It's that second home here. Hey, there's quite a bit of property in the back, and well, at least as far as all the way in the back is concerned. I always like those long trees, tree-lined property and so forth. But as you can see here, homes could be built here, and not with this economy though. Things have died down a bit, quite a bit. Anyway, did not sell. Went back to the bank. Let's go to the next property. I'm going to show it to you. It did cancel, and it happens to be the last property on auction. Again, nice backyard, lots of trees in the way in the back, and guess what? It has a pool. It canceled. Pretty nice looking pool too. Now it looks like a nice little porch with some pillars and so forth. I really like that. But anyway, it did cancel. So anyway, that's all she wrote as far as the auction is concerned. And next is the news. And in other news, we're looking at the 30-year fixed here. This is a 5-month chart. As you can see, this channel is building a downward channel, is still not being breached. Although the interest rate did go up from its hitting the almost a 3.5% line. It was actually at 3.55. and now it went up the last few days. But yeah, that few days does not make a market. And again, we're at a bottom a downtrending channel, and in investments, you basically trade the channel until it breaks. Anyway, Toll Brothers. Let's look at Toll Brothers. Speaking of channels, here's a nice, I would call this a nice fat channel. It's still within the channel of the price range between 30 and close to about 40. It did go up the last few days, actually, few days to a few weeks. So that's a little encouraging. Although Hovnanian still has not, and he's another builder, still has not really done too much. This is a 5-year chart of Hovnanian, just like the 5-year chart of Toll Brothers. So again, you know, Hovnanian is not following suit. There are others that actually did go up. I just wanted to concentrate on these two just to show you the dichotomy between one builder and another. And this, I think, tells it all right here. Here's an article. Not that I'm a Newsmax reader, but I just found this in one of my scanners, news scanners, and it says foreclosed activity rises 5% in January. This is taken Thursday, 12th February 2015. So foreclosure activity has increased, according to Realty Track. So it's a real estate data from Realty Track itself. You could definitely believe that. And hello, Chico. Hello, Mama. Oi, oi. Anyway, it says here the unwinding of distressed housing assets. Distressed housing assets. What an oxymoron. Is a multi-year legal process in many states was gathering pace, Realty Track said. In other words, basically, the house cleaning is started. Spring cleaning is what they call it. It said foreclosure filings would rise over the next several months as lenders ramp up spring cleaning in many states. And it's just something that just caught my eye. We do live in Florida. Look at this climate, and it's just special. I don't know how much I would believe their quote-unquote specials, but it's interesting. And you know what? It's been cold. Climatologists warn of 30-year freeze, economic disaster. What happened to global warming? I just want to know. No, it's climate change. I remember back, reading in my history books in the 70s, they thought it was going to be a little ice age. Now they're back to that again? Oh, and don't tell me it's man-made. Anyway, thank you for watching all these videos. Remember, bid well, have no fear, and please take your hats off. It's court.